So I've been getting a few questions lately about how to start a toe-up sock. And I always know that it's time for a new video when I start getting a lot of questions about something. So today I'm going to show you how to do the Turkish Cast On, which is my favorite way to start toe-up socks. So let's go sit down at my desk and get started. Hello and welcome back to the Knit Life Oils YouTube channel. So today we are going to do the Turkish Cast On. So what this is going to do is going to create a closed fabric so that the toe of our sock is seamless. Does that make sense? Okay, so, because I know I've heard a lot of people that will ask, can I use a Turkish Cast On for a hat or something? And well, you could, but in a lot of places a Turkish Cast On isn't needed, but in this case, it works really nicely. I've also seen it used for stuffies or like to do a strap of some kind or the bottom of a bag, something like that works really nicely. Okay, so we have our needles, we have our yarn, and I'm going to take, there you go, you can see the end. Take the end and put this, leaving a tail, in between the two needles. So that's our start. And we want to wrap up and over. If you go the other direction, it will orient the stitches incorrectly and it will put your bumps on the wrong side and then you'll be sad. So I'm going to wrap the number of times that I need stitches to cast on. So let's do 10. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now I want to make sure that we have 10 on both sides. So I'm going to loop this through the middle because we did it on the top on the other side. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And the bottom, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so we have the right number of wraps on both sides. Now I want to make sure that this tail stays where it is. So sometimes I kind of like wrap it a little bit extra. We don't want it popping out or we'll lose wraps. But something I do is move these all together because that just makes it easier to kind of maneuver on this next step. Okay, so we also want to keep this nice and tight so that we don't lose this loop. It is going to be a little bit weird because this one, you kind of have a half loop and then you're going to knit into it so it doesn't really go over the other stitch, but that's okay. So we're going to pull out this back needle because we're going to work magic loop now. So now we have this stitch here. So we're going to go into it to knit and then we're going to knit it. So this first one's going to feel a little bit weird because it's just kind of wrapping around, but that's okay. And then we're going to knit the rest of them. So 1, 2, 3. See how these are just loops, but we are treating them as if they are stitches. That's how we're going to get this started. So that was 5, 6, 7, oh, that one split a little bit, 7, 8, split those there, 9, and 10. Okay, so we still want to make sure that we're not losing this loop from the other side, so we want to make sure that this stays down. And now I'm going to rotate just like I would normally for magic loop. And then I'm going to move these up onto this other needle, but not letting this tail run away from me because I don't want to lose that last stitch. Okay, so then I want to make sure that we have 10 that we're going to knit and where we need to put this tail. Ready? So 2, 4, 6, 8. So we have 10 here. We're going to wrap this tail kind of to the back. There we go. Okay. So that it's out of our way. And now, so we've done half of the round. Now we're going to do the other half. So we're going to make sure that that tail stays down so that we don't lose this stitch. And then we're going to knit these other 10 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Okay, so now our Turkish cast on is complete. So if you look here, this is completely seamless, so you won't be able to tell once you get more rows on it. So that is the flat or stockinette side, and then the bumps should be on the inside, along with the tail. The tail is just going to kind of end up on the inside. So one thing you do want to note, we did 10 wraps, but because we wrapped them over both needles, we made 20 stitches. So sometimes you have to be careful about that in patterns. If they say cast on 8, if that means 4 wraps or if that means 8 wraps, that they want 16 stitches in the end. A lot of times I can tell this by reading the next row and how many stitches that they are asking for. So you just want to make sure that you know how many stitches you need, and then that's how many wraps you need to do. You need to do half of the total number of stitches, but you need to do the number of wraps that you need on each needle, if that makes sense, for magic loop. You can also do this with other methods of knitting in the round. I think I would always recommend doing it with 2 needles, and then just like if you're using double points, and then start moving everything to your double points on that first round. So there you go. That is how you do a Turkish cast on. And from here, you would just follow your pattern, but you have a seamless start to your toe. There you go.